Hello, everyone. I'm Monique for A New Way, and thank you for joining me. So, I want to talk about the relationships between men and women. So, I have uh, really been looking and listening to people, really searching my soul, really, doing the inner work and finding ways to better my life. And I'm looking to the root, and I think it's the way boys and girls are raised. Think about it. Boys and girls were raised really to be each other's enemy. So you have the little boy who, by the age of 3, they take the teddy bear out of his hand and they give him a toy gun, an action figure, and they're already stopping his emotional growth. They're taking away the practice of developing emotional muscles and nurturing, right? And they're really conditioning him to be to dominate, to be a soldier, to fight, to always be at odds with everything, even God himself or herself, however you believe it. And then you have the little girl who is, allowed to cry, allowed to feel, express themselves, have a moment, right? And she's playing with baby dolls, changing diapers, doing a little dish set, cooking, sewing, all these things. And there's nothing innately wrong with that. But the problem is we need to let little boys and girls just simply be themselves. We have to, really, 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 really think about this. Indigenous culture wouldn't even name children until like age 3 or 5, 3, 4, or 5, because they needed to see why they're here. What is their purpose? What are their talents, gifts, and abilities? Then they would set them up with a mentor, and develop that purpose so they will truly be fulfilled. See, the problem with us is we're not truly fulfilled because we're not living our purpose, and because of the system of indoctrination, or I'll say the old paradigm, and no judgment, I'm just calling it like I see it. It sets us up to really be at odds because we are naturally designed to be together, men and women. Okay. So now my lovely, same-sex couples, love and light and healing to you. I'm just going to keep it basic. This is my journey. This is the message that's coming through me. So, a lot of the things are going to apply to all of us, but I'm just going to stick to the basics. So, with that being said, um, since men and women are naturally designed to be together, they're going to be attracted to each other. It makes no sense for us to continue to raise little boys in such a way where they're going to have problems with just dealing with emotions. They're not allowed to cry. They're not allowed to feel. And then you're putting all this weight on their shoulder about protecting, providing. You can't cry. You got to be tough. And, we all have to be tough, but we all have to cry. That's why we have tear ducts. It's a release. And there's no shame in crying. This is why men have a very, very high suicide rate. They have the highest suicide rate because you can't expect to put all this burden on their shoulders, especially 3 years old, my little man, the man of the house. And I've seen this personally time and time again. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them playing with action figures. I question the guns. Honestly, what does a little child need a gun for? You know, we just have to think that if that's something that they want to do when they're an adult and they're mature and they're educated, that's something totally different. But what are we really doing? These children that come out innocent, they're a sponge. It's a blank canvas. We have an opportunity, really, to see what they're going to add to our world. We already know what's in our world. There's good in the world, and there's not so good in the world. I would like to add a little bit more of some newness in the world, some new goodness in the world. Okay. And again, no judgment, but we have an opportunity to either A, continue doing what we're doing, which looks like it's not a good place to end up for humanity, or we can do something totally different. And I already see the changes, which is good. So I'm going to stop it here. And that's just a little bit of a teaser, and we can get into it. And so I just say, let's let people be, see, what the children are going to, share and bring in new to us. And we're already seeing it. And as far as tradition and cultures, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely, go for it. But again, we have to ask ourselves, do we want to keep doing the same thing over and over again? I mean, from the highest to the poorest, and everyone in between, I've got to be a little bored by now. We've got to be a little bit like, just, and if you really start paying attention, like everything just seems the same. It's a copy of a copy of a copy, but just like a different face or a new coat or color of paint. And maybe it's just me, I just question creativity. Like, where are we really going? And now, no judgment, but we're there's a segment of our world that wants to hand our uniqueness and creativity over to AI. Now, I have nothing wrong with that. Hey, you want to help me out? AI robots. Let's go. Let's go. I got plenty of stuff to do, and I'll treat you well too. But with that being said, what are we losing when we do that? And so I'll end it there. And I really, really, really do believe that if we really just simply let, nature unfold naturally without enforcing our will, or being a carbon copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of something and someone or some culture that individually we're not. And here's another thing: some people aren't here to get married and have children. They aren't. And every culture pushes this and forces this. And we have a lot of abused children. We have a lot of unhappy marriages. We have a lot of disgruntled people, hurt people, angry people. The prisons are filled, with people, beautiful souls who just need a purpose, who needed to had the opportunity from birth to simply be, to unfold, to show us why they're here, to show us what gift they're going to bring into humanity, like indigenous cultures, do. And thank goodness some of us are going back to that. And so I'll leave that here. And if you'd like, come and join me, New Way, for a better day. Thank you.